And so bad leadership comes from insecurity. Bad leadership comes from insecurity. So there's these leaders that aren't comfortable with themselves, and it's so common because once you're in your first leadership position, you're like, oh my gosh, I got this responsibility. I don't want to make a mistake. So I'm not going to admit to anybody that I don't know what I'm doing. And then what happens is it's like part of you feels like a fraud because you don't ever want to admit that you don't know what you're doing, but then you just try to keep everything moving the best you can. But then you get more and more stuff piled on you and you feel more and more like a fraud. And if you don't think this is true, if you think somehow, someday you're going to get to a level where you're running such a big business or such a big team, you're not going to feel like a fraud, that's not true. There's a group called YPO. I was facilitating a YPO retreat with 8 business owners. 2 of them ran businesses of $2 billion or more. $2 billion or more, and one of them started it from scratch. And we did this exercise where we talk about, are you worthy of this success, or do you feel like a fraud? Do you feel like part of you didn't deserve it or don't deserve it? All of them felt like a fraud, including 2 guys that ran businesses that are doing over $2 billion a year. $2 billion a year. And so there's this fear. What this fear does is this fear takes us away from being authentic, takes us away from being transparent, takes us away from really connecting to people. And I think that's where, as a leader, you really need to connect to people. And so that's why we work on the relationship with ourselves, because when we can come in and be that powerful leader and take control, because look, people want to be led. People want to be led. Like if we had all you guys come here for this event, and Tony sort of said, all right, well, when you guys are ready, we'll start. And I said, well, what do you guys want to talk about? Look, we would get nowhere, right? You come here for a thing. You come here because Tony is the leader. Tony set this up, and Tony sets the stage, and he sets the expectations. And then I come and I deliver what he brought me in to deliver. It's like this contract. But I see so many people when they get into these leadership abilities, because if you have a team, they're ready. They're looking for your vision. They're looking for a direction. And that's what you're there to provide. You can get collaboration, you can get consensus on how to get there, but it's up to you to provide that vision of what things look like or what direction you're going in. I see so many people when there's a meeting starting and they're in charge of the meeting, they're like, okay, everybody, when you're ready, we'll start. No, you're the leader. It's up to you to get everybody ready and started on time.